فصل في الحث على طلب العلم والعمل والتعليم واطلب علوم الدين وارقى إلى اليقين فالعلم قوت القلب فيه رضاء الرب.
الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, we resume our discussion from the themes of Islam and secularism. So the last time we were still on chapter 2, this great work, and we were deliberating on the meaning and history of secularization in the West and how it can potentially impact the Islamic civilization and the Muslims within it, as well as the world at large. So we started the last time by speaking about the contents of secularization, beginning, as it were, from the term itself, as the term secular and its components, and then the explanations behind the processes of disenchantment, deconsideration of values, and then finally the desacralization of politics. And then we went on to discuss the relationship between secularization and Islamization and its essential differences, or its ultimate differences. And afterwards, we then proceeded to discuss the process of secularization in the West from the point of view of epistemology and metaphysics. Of course, the metaphysical element have been dealt with in chapter 1. And this is something very important to stress, that Professor Al-Attas is emphasizing the epistemological and metaphysical aspects of secularization. But that does not mean he negates the political and societal aspects of secularization. That it did not necessarily contradict his account of secularization. In other words, just because he emphasizes on the epistemological and metaphysical aspect, it does not mean that he is unaware or that he negates its external aspect in the political realms. To be sure, as we know, Professor Attas mentioned in the Prolegomena, as well as in his more recent work, Historical Fact and Fiction, that every reality has an internal and an external aspect, and the external aspect is as if a symbol, as if a symbol or even a symptom of the internal aspect. And citing Ibn Khaldun, he mentions that with regards to history, the external occurrences in history must be traced, let us say, to their internal elements, i.e., in the realm of ideas, in the realm of thinking, in the realm of spirit of the age, and so on and so forth. So now, to resume where we left off, with regards to the process of secularization, we have discussed how it has a lot to do with the changing conceptions of nature and the different conceptions of nature between Christianity and the Greco-Roman worldview. So we said the last time that in the Greco-Roman history, number 1 here, there was a series of developments from the Olympian age, wherein they believe in the let us say in the influence and the existence of the Greek deities, until they became gradually secularized when moral degeneration started to step in their religious structures. And as a result of this, and the continuous assault of the philosophers on that worldview, gradually the secularization process took place to such an extent that the Greeks, under the influence of Aristotle, gradually came to subscribe to naturalistic rationalism or rationalistic naturalism, yes, whichever you think is more fundamental. In other words, it is the idea that that nature is a sort of organism that is living. By organism we mean living, organized, and that the human mind, its rational aspect, is the key to understanding the workings of nature. And gradually, this came in with the materialization of the Roman Empire, to such an extent that when Christianity emerged in world history and gradually becoming the official religion of Western Europe and the Roman Empire. So we have